for you.
Melo's my last hoorah,
Last
yes.
one. Do you treat him any differently than the other two?
Hell no. No, I treat them all the same.
What makes him different?
What makes him different? Probably how crazy he is. He's a hybrid. He shoots a lot like Jello, but he runs a team like Zoe. So he mixes them together. That's what you get now. He the coldest one. Now, taking a long run, he'd be the coldest one because the mind be super strong. Melo doing whatever he can do. Got people commenting on the outside, and mind strong. I get on him on purpose just to see if he gonna break. If he won't break.
This clip is nearly 3 years old. LeVar Ball telling the world that his youngest son will eventually be better than his older brothers. Here we are in December of 2019, and just last week in an interview, Lamelo said that he is better than Lonzo. He didn't say that he was going to be better. Lamelo said that he is better. But LeVar already told us this would happen back in 2017. Of course, when Lamelo says this, it's shrugged off as brothers being brothers, giving each other a hard time. If you're familiar with the Ball brothers, you know that talking trash to each other is one of their strong suits. But unlike their usual trash talk, this time, I don't think Lamelo is joking. In fact, I think Melo and nearly everyone in his corner truly believes that he is better than Lonzo. LiAngelo has said it, Lonzo's best friend has said it, and even Lonzo himself has said it. So how much truth is there to this statement? I mean, although Lonzo hasn't got his NBA career off to the best start, he was ranked as the 4th best recruit in his class after averaging a triple-double as a senior. He was the 2nd overall pick in the NBA draft as a 19-year-old one and done, and he has shown to have the potential to be an impact player in the league one day. How much better can Lamelo possibly be? How much better can Lamelo possibly be? Well, that depends. If we are talking about who has the potential to be the better player, that's hard to say. But for now, let's assess who is the better player today. An 18-year-old Lamelo Ball 1 year into his pro career, or a 22-year-old Lonzo Ball in his 3rd NBA season. Well, first, let's discuss the most obvious difference in their game: skill set. Lonzo is a pass-first point guard who struggles with shooting the ball but makes up the difference with his vision on the offensive end and his suffocating defense. Lamelo is a shooting guard who looks to score first, has the green light to shoot wherever and whenever, and is subpar on the defensive end. Lonzo's game is rooted in his timing, his athleticism, and overall ability to make things happen as a facilitator on the offensive end. He loves to get his teammates involved. Lamelo doesn't possess the athletic ability that his brother has, but he makes up for it with his dexterity and coordination. He has a better handle, he is elite in ISO situations, and although his shooting form is just as awkward as Lonzo's, he has the mentality of a shooter. What they have in common is their vision and their overall feel for the game. However, although their skill sets appear to contrast one another, the way they utilize these skills creates production that is actually strikingly similar. At first glance, these two brothers seem to have polar opposite games, but when you take a closer look, this isn't exactly true. Here are Lonzo's numbers from his first and only season in college, a brief reflection of his overall game, an all-around talent with an emphasis on passing. And here are Lamelo's numbers from his first season in the NBL. Sure, it's not the best league on the planet, but it falls somewhere between the NCAA and the NBA. Contrary to the narrative that has been created, their games are actually very similar, with the exception that Lamelo loves to shoot the ball. From their points, to assists, to rebounds, and their steals. Of course, basic stats don't show us the entire picture, but it definitely gives us some context. Lamelo watched his older brother dominate every level of basketball heading into the NBA, so it's only natural that he has shaped his game after his brothers. And for more context, here are Lonzo's numbers from his rookie season in the NBA for comparison. Again, eerily similar, besides, of course, how they get their buckets. And although Lamelo's shooting is commonly seen as an aspect of his game that surpasses his brothers, Lonzo was always an efficient and capable scorer leading up to his NBA career. In fact, Lonzo led the Pac-12 in effective field goal percentage as a freshman at UCLA. It wasn't until he got to the league that he began to struggle. So who knows if Lamelo will face the same obstacle when he arrives to the league as well. So in terms of skill set, they are more similar than we have been led to believe, and at the moment, I would say they are evenly matched. The next aspect of their game we need to assess is their size. Both Lamelo and Lonzo have great size for their positions, Lonzo being a 6'6" point guard and Lamelo being a 6'8" shooting guard. But where I give the edge to Melo is the fact that it is said that he is still growing. Whether this is true or not, well, who knows? But as an 18-year-old, Melo already has a similar stature to his 22-year-old brother, plus 2 inches. And if you've watched his game evolve throughout the last season, it's clear that he's learned how to use that extra size to his advantage. How he'll fill out and continue to grow over the next few years is a mystery, but at the moment, the edge goes to Lamelo. Next, we are going to take a look at their resume. Now, Lonzo has a few years on Melo, so this is a bit one-sided, but again, we are trying to determine who is the better player at the moment. And at the age of 22, Lonzo's basketball resume is loaded. To go along with his high school national championship, his Naismith Player of the Year award, and an NBA All-Rookie Second Team honor, Lonzo's resume is about as deep as it gets as a 22-year-old. Although not nearly as illustrious, Lamelo has amassed a resume of his own throughout the past few seasons as well. We all remember his 92-point game in high school, but what some may not know is that Lamelo was actually the youngest American ever to sign a professional basketball contract. Add that to his 5-star recruit status in high school and his National Freshman of the Year award, and at 18, Lamelo's resume is impressive as well. Lonzo is a player that has been proven through every level of the game, whereas Lamelo is your classic case of a hooper who simply passes the eye test. He's got all the tangibles that fortunately do not need any accolades to back up. Of course, being the younger brother of a number 2 overall pick does help attract some attention. So in the case of experience and accomplishments, the edge goes to Zoe. Now, although I want to focus on the present, we cannot talk about these two players without discussing their potential. Because where Lonzo has the advantage on Lamelo with his resume, Melo has the advantage on Zoe with his youth. The most interesting aspect of Melo's game is his potential, and although this is still relatively unknown, it does play a factor in this equation. As we previously touched on, Lamelo is an 18-year-old pro basketball player with excellent size and length. In fact, those who followed the Ball brothers early in their rise remember that Lamelo actually skipped a grade to play high school ball with his brothers, which means age-wise, he should be wrapping up his senior year in high school right now. Melo is projected to be a top 3 pick in the NBA draft, and he should still be in high school. Add that to the fact that when you watch him play, he is clearly the best player on the court on every level he has played so far. He makes passes that no 18-year-old should be able to make. He already has the confidence to push his game to the next level, something that Lonzo severely lacks. He has all the tools his brother possesses at this very moment, aside from Lonzo's elevated IQ. Which begs the question, with the right coaching, the right system, and more experience under his belt, how much more will Lamelo continue to expand onto his game? This is important to consider because history has shown every time Melo rises up a level in competition, he seems to get better. Not better in general, but better relative to his competition. He's one of those athletes that continues to step up every time his name is called. His game is improving at an exponential rate. Beyond the friends and family that have seen his game evolve first person, this is why scouts and analysts prefer him long-term over his brother. His potential to be the complete package at the NBA level is there. As far as Lonzo's potential, he has displayed the ability to be a solid contributor at the NBA level. He's now early in his 3rd season and is already getting talks as one of the elite guard defenders in the entire league. But because we have a decent sample size of what to expect from Zoe, the ambiguity has disappeared. I think most knowledgeable NBA fans can make a fairly accurate prediction of what is to come from Lonzo. On the other hand, Lamelo displays the tangibles and intangibles to be a difference maker at the next level, but only time will tell. So in terms of potential, the edge goes to Lamelo, which leads us right into our last factor, talent. Now, talent is an interesting facet of this evaluation, because this all depends on how you define talent. On the basketball court, is it a player's ability to make his teammates better? Is it his leadership, his competitiveness, skill? What about raw ability? Or a combination of all these things and countless others? Well, the way I see it, talent is the culmination of everything a player is and does, from his athleticism to his discipline to his coachability. Throughout Lonzo's basketball career, he has shown to have every single one of these components to his game. He's a great athlete. He is disciplined and wise beyond his years in terms of basketball. Although he has yet to do it in the NBA, he has shown that he can lead a team and be the go-to guy. The vision, the tenacity, although wavering in tough times, it's all there. The kid has started in 103 of the 110 NBA games he has played in. The talent is there. A more compelling question is, to what extent? Does Lonzo have the talent to be a factor on a winning team and one day become an all-star level guard? Possibly. But with all that being said, I truly believe Lamelo is the more talented player right now. He has the vision and passing ability of an elite guard. He has the confidence and shooting ability of a great shooting guard, although his poor decision making has led his numbers to reflect a different story. He's not scared to go inside and grab boards amongst big men, and he has the length to do so. But possibly more important than all of these things, he has that incalculable, immeasurable, can't quite put my finger on it, but you know it when you see it, aspect of his game. He possesses the gift. That intangible thing you see in every superstar that doesn't just define their game, it defines who they are. He's had it ever since he was a 13-year-old playing for a high school national championship. He had it when he pulled up from half court in the middle of a game. He had it when he dropped 92 points in 40 minutes. He had it when he became the youngest player in NBL history to record a triple-double. And it's what makes him the incredibly gifted player that he is. So, after evaluating all 5 factors, who is the better player, Lonzo or Lamelo? Well, if you ask me, it's Lamelo. In the past, friends, family, fans, and teammates of the Ball brothers have all suggested that one day, Melo would be the best. But I think that day came a lot sooner than we were all anticipating. Hope you all enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below. Has Lamelo already surpassed Lonzo on the court, or does he have more to prove before he can take the title as the best Ball brother? Share your ideas. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to your boy. It really helps out the channel. And as always, until next time.